right, so when you trace, you're just going to hold it down with your hand, and you can use the ultra fine point Sharpies, the same pens we used in hand sewing. I'm just using a gel pen because that's what I have here. You don't want to use anything too heavy because you don't want that line to show through on the other side. And that's why we're tracing on the wrong side of the fabric. So hopefully I got all of my circle. It's a little faint there, so I'm going to lay my circle back down because this is going to be the line I'm going to follow when I cut. So I want to make sure I see it. I can see it pretty well. And if you're happy with the way that you can see it, what you're going to do then is you're just going to put, I would put 4 pins in, evenly space them around. Make sure you're going through both layers. That way when you cut, you're only cutting once and you're getting both of your layers, and your fabric won't shift while you're cutting. So remember, when you cut, it's really important that you leave your fabric laying flat on the table. And your scissors, there's a flat side to the scissors, and that is, there's a purpose for that because you want to keep your scissors flat. So I'm just going to come in, I'm going to cut in till I get to my line. And what you can do, I'm just going to roll up the other side of the fabric. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut away the section that I'm not using, and then you have a nice piece of scrap to do something else with. Toss that aside. You can rotate this around in order to keep the fabric flat. Beginning the cut is the hardest part. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to come in, and as best as I can, I'm going to leave that flat. And because we're cutting a curve, if you had machine sewing this year so far, you were only cutting straight lines. So you see how that's all the way away from me, and I don't want to curve my arm around. So I'm going to turn the whole piece so that I'm cutting away from me, and I'll be more accurate with my cut. So I get up to that same point again where my arm is starting to curve. I'm going to spin this around. If this extra piece bothers you, you can cut that away and toss it to the side and continue with your round cuts. See how my fabric is lying flat and the bottom of my scissors is flat against my cutting table. And I'm ready to spin that again. I like to get rid of the excess so it's not in my way. And I'm going to keep cutting. One more spin. And there you have it. You have both of your sides for the front and back side of your fruit slice pillow.